Well, let's head to Downing Street and get some reaction from our political reporter Katherine Forster. That pressure, I mean, you never think it can get any more pressurised, and yet more chaos ensues.
Yes, an absolutely astonishing day yesterday. And Prime Minister Liz Truss has, of course, only been a resident of Downing Street for just over 6 weeks. But all the speculation today is how many nights of sleep, assuming she had any sleep last night, she has left here as Prime Minister, because the situation is looking increasingly unrecoverable for her after yesterday's scenes. First of all, the shock resignation stroke sacking of the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman. Reports of a massive row between her and the Prime Minister over immigration. She had publicly diverged from the Prime Minister's accepted line a couple of times over the last 2 weeks or so. Anyway, then former Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, who only a few days ago was plotting on a spreadsheet how to get rid of Liz Truss, appointed Home Secretary. She had sacked him just 6 weeks ago as Transport Secretary. You really couldn't make this stuff up. Then the absolute farce and anger in the voting lobbies last night. MPs said to be unclear whether they were on a three-line whip or not. About 40 of them couldn't vote. And it was just utter chaos. MPs across all sides of the party now very angry, but no clarity on what happens next. It was thought that the Prime Minister was probably safe until at least the 31st of October. That looks increasingly unlikely, but at the moment they don't seem to know who to put in her place. And this comes, of course, amid increasing calls for a general election and a public dealing with a cost of living crisis, a war in Europe, and a real need for competent government.